It's live already.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, we're live. Zach, so excited to be here at the AWS reInvent, and excited to obviously have you here. I know we met in Vegas a few months back, and here we are for AWS reInvent, and Telium is here as well.
Yes.
So awesome to be here. What's happening? I saw your videos around the show floor, around Expo Hall. Tell us more about why you excited about AWS reInvent. What's the story here?
Yeah. reInvent is, it's a massive show, right? I mean, there's so many people. The entire town of Vegas is pretty much here for
exactly
for that. So basically, Vegas was, I think, F1 cars last week. It's a bunch of tech nerds this week, and then the rodeo comes to town next week. So it's Vegas, it's fun. But no, we're excited to be here. We've got our booth, over in the show floor. But I'm really excited about look around at the signage, look at all the billboards are talking AI.
Right.
It's going to be an interesting week for sure.
Yes. Awesome. I'm excited as well. And like you said, it's Vegas. It's always fun. But I'm also excited about, various things. Obviously, there's keynotes that's happening tomorrow. Excited about that. We all have just flew in and, obviously, have been seeing, like you said, billboards all around, and everyone's kind of talking around AI agents and what's happening in the space. So what are you most excited when you kind of obviously think about AI, but at the same time, what do you think would be announced tomorrow? I'm curious to know your thoughts. What are you hearing from customers? Because I know you talk to a lot of customers and the community at Telium as well. So tell us more about that as well.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting in the sense that the topic is AI and everybody's talking, but the question is like, what's next? Where do we go? How do we get there? And the conversations that are happening are, all right, I'm bought in. I want to do this AI thing. In fact, a lot of people are investing. They're putting money into it. They're trying projects, but they're trying to still figure out like where should they go? What's the high impact projects? What are the low impact projects?
Right.
What are the good to haves? What are the must haves? And I think the reality is now we've shifted away from this world of like, oh, it's a shiny object.
So true.
And now we're moving into there's actual legitimate use cases. Agentic is obviously the buzzword of the day. I think the reality is now, as we see the announcements tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of agentic announcements, and that's where the investment needs to be. Agentic is good, but I think it's in a lot of cases it's not quite there, right? This idea of like you push a button and then magically everything happens forever, and you never have to work again. Yeah, no, but I think that's the innovation and the excitement that then drives AWS and others to put that investment into into the space and into new tools, and then the businesses pick it up and go, and that's the conversations I think that are the most exciting at conferences like this. Is the ideas. Like, how could I use that?
So true. I totally agree with you. And for those who are joining us live as well, feel free to put a feedback, tell us more about what do you think about the agentic space. Why are you excited? And if you all are here at AWS reInvent, I'm pretty sure Zach and I both would be happy to catch up with you all in person as well. Telium also has a booth here. Where can they meet the Telium team and also catch up with Zach, because you'll be around at the booth as well?
I'm going to be hanging out. I'm also going to be doing 2 more live streams.
Nice.
3 more. So this was, this was an experiment in of itself of like, hey, can we make Las Vegas Wi-Fi work in our favor? But so far it seems to be working. We're not getting any like red flags.
Yes.
But, no, we're on the show floor, booth 1620, I believe.
Okay, we'll still double check and put it out there.
Put it on the screen.
Yes.
And stop by, say hi. We've got meetings going on all week with partners and other prospects and customers, and so come hang out, stop by, and then again, like I said, I'm going to do a live stream.
The live stream is nonstop, and I think y'all also have like a blog that is running about all the updates that are happening at AWS reInvent.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure that I have my audience kind of following that, because a lot of stuff that you've been not only just sharing with the audience is not only just about Telium, but also how the space is moving. Yeah. And we want to make sure that the community kind of benefits out of that as well. You also mentioned about, in the talk right now, you mentioned that agentic is getting there.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. We're seeing that, and a lot of investment is actually going in there, which kind of makes sense
Right.
because we want to make sure where, say, next year when we both are talking here, it should be a different ball game where we are talking about the use cases which
Yeah.
have actually impacted companies in a way where
Right.
they have saved millions of, obviously in terms of cost, but also the productivity needs to go up there. I have a curious question for you, Zach, because you talk to a lot of enterprise leaders, you talk to a lot of community as well. When you talk about agents, earlier it used to be where, okay, if there's one agent, it's easy to be implemented. And now as well, if you have like one or two agents here and there, it's fine. But now as we scale, we've kind of also started seeing where agents are talking to agents, they are getting the work done. How do you kind of see that helping the enterprises? And I know Telium kind of does a lot of stuff around, data and how to make sure that the data is clean, and then the agents are working very much in place and it's not broken.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. I know it's a long question.
No,
but
it's
kind of curious.
It's a great question. So the reality is when agents started, people were thinking of this idea of this monolithic master agent that does all the things, right? I'm gonna tell it my entire workflow and give it all my SOPs, and then magically it's gonna. But the reality is what's better is a series of like a mixture of experts, right? So this idea of I need 10 agents that are all good at each one of them good at a very specific thing, right?
Yeah.
And so one agent may be really good at understanding, if it's retail, understanding the weather. That's all it's doing is looking at the weather in different regions and different markets, and then giving that information to the next agent, who then uses that to make some strategic determination, right? And then down and each way. So the idea of chaining all these agents together is where the market's going. It's where the technology is going, because it's a lot easier to test and train and get a repeatable outcome from, one focused agent. But you said the magic phrase in there is it all depends on good data.
Good data, right?
So whether that's customer data, which is obviously the Telium space where we work in, whether it's enterprise, standard operating procedures, like this is what good looks like, legal documents, whatever that agent is working on. At the end of the day, the better the information is, the more factual and relevant and written and given in a way that the agents can expect it. Because the reality is data for a database and the way it's stored is very different than data for an agent who really is a language model, right? They're creating words.
Exactly.
And so they want to read product descriptions that are written out, not a series of attributes, right?
Exactly.
So again, it's taking this idea of really thinking through your data strategy, really thinking through what do I want to achieve?
Right.
And then saying, okay, let's break that series down into a bunch of agents or a mixture of agents to get your tactics. So I'm really excited to see investment, and I have no idea what they're going to talk about at the keynote. We'll talk about it and break it down tomorrow after they do. But I think the idea of that orchestration or that tool of agents. Oh, we had a great background, and now we're
just the nature made.
The idea is this is what happens when you do live things instead of editing. So, I'm really excited about seeing like this orchestration, this idea of tools to help take multiple agents and create that interaction, whether it's like you said, agent to agent. There's a lot of protocols. There are a lot of ads on this one, so we're giving free promo to everybody today.
All the fun stuff.
I love it. It's fun.
Yes.
You know what?
And we're not sponsored by
we're
these
not
guys.
sponsored by any of these guys. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's the piece that I think in a lot of organizations, because think about it. I have, if I'm an enterprise marketer, at any organization, I have my CDP like Telium.
Right.
I might have an ESP, an email platform that is doing stuff. I have personalization. I have web content management. I have all of these tools, and all of them are building agents, and all of them. And so either you have to decide, do I do everything in one platform, so all agents consolidated into a single location, or do I have agents and how do they communicate? Right?
Wow.
Step one was MCP. We have an MCP server. We've got a brand new, now it's even easier because it's a managed server at Telium, so you can, just tie right in.
Right.
But there's agent-to-agent protocols, so now it's not
A to
just
A.
A to A.
That's right.
So they're talking to each other. There's the new commerce protocol. So again, the market's kind of started to figure that out. It's like, hey, there's not going to be this one central world that agents run from.
Exactly, which is the best thing for, I guess, the customers as well, because they don't have to lock in into just one place.
They
right?
can pick and choose. Right. Yes. Because the reality is what your email provider can do today is only working on a certain set of data. Let them do what they're really, really good at. Maybe writing copy and writing emails and doing some of that stuff. Great. Do that. But your strategy is probably not best suited from an email platform, right? And so I think the idea in the world where we're going to is this idea of your platforms have agents that help you do a task in that platform significantly better. And then you wrap around that some layer of orchestration, some tools that tie those things together. That's my prediction. Totally unbased on anything. I'm not involved in the AWS strategy meetings. We are not on stage clearly at AWS. We were just hanging out, doing our own thing.
No, but I love it. I love this. I love all these insights. Zach, we'll keep the conversation going, but just for our audience who are here at AWS reInvent, if they need to follow you, they want to connect with you, which is the best place they can do that? I think for me, it's like the Ravit Show. They know where to hang out, but for you, whether it be LinkedIn, I know there's a Telium blog that's running full end-to-end where y'all would be updating it constantly, what's happening at AWS reInvent, which is great thing for the community. So where can they do that? Should they connect with you on LinkedIn?
Yeah. So obviously, personally, you can connect with me, Zach Winthy, on LinkedIn, Telium.com. We have, like I said, our blog post that we're kind of updating and talking about. I posted some pictures today. We did some stuff, updates on what we're seeing. Obviously, a lot of the big content kicks in tomorrow, so we'll do breakdowns.
Yes, I can't wait for all these live sessions that you'll be continuing to do from here. And for those who are interested to even join Zach, reach out to him. You'll be able to join Zach and obviously join in, hang out with all the vlogs that he does on air as well, and at the show floor too. Zach, I'll let we'll obviously be covering a good ground at Telium as well. I want to talk to more executives, more people who are involved, and also looking forward to having a fantastic AWS reInvent. The next 3 days are going to be blast. Anything else? Any advice for our attendees who are kind of coming to AWS? Anything that you wish to share?
Obviously, get around the show floor, talk to a lot of vendors. If you're in the space for customer data platform, obviously stop by the Telium booth. We're talking, actually, one of our big announcements is around Amazon Connect, which I know you get to talk to Ali, one of our co-founders, about in a couple days. But that is, Amazon's call center. And obviously that is a frontier for customer data. It's ripe for new opportunities. And so that's one of our announcements this week, but I won't steal Ali's thunder on that one. I'll cover it more as the week goes, but get out, see the show, talk to vendors. This is a great opportunity. If you're here to network, if you're not here, again, Telium.com, follow along on our blog post. On our LinkedIn page, on our YouTube, we'll be doing the live videos. I'll do a full recap, of everything next week as well. So there's no opportunity to miss out on the content. But yeah, thanks for doing this. I know you usually do videos, and
I love this. I love live sessions. I love these interactive ones because we kind of also set the ground what we're going to learn, and how sometimes the predictions that we're kind of throwing kind of comes out pretty well. And also the audience is always learning. We're learning from the community, so it is always so much fun. I'll wish next 3 days are going to be like super blast for you, but all the best. And obviously, I'll be around Telium. I'll be at the booth, swinging by. So those who are here, obviously at the Expo, don't forget to visit the Telium booth, and also I'll be around, so we can catch up.
Sounds good.
Awesome. This is great, Zach. Thanks for doing this.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.